On that last video I did, I left the comments open, uh, which I always tend to regret, only because it's a flood of email from me, because like I say, I have a problem with my email because they like triple up. I get, for every comment, I get a whole pile of emails, and as fast as I delete them, they pop up again. You know, I can't, it's very hard to get rid of them. I have spent hours sitting there deleting and redeleting and redeleting, just very hard to handle them. So it's easier usually not to have comments open. But I thought it would be interesting that time. Of course, and then there's, you know, some people that get out of hand on them. But it's interesting sometimes to read, you know, people are under this impression that the left has this grand organized scheme. And it really isn't. You know, what they're doing is just a bumbling incompetence sort of thing. You know, they got the main basic idea that whatever's there we want to wreck. And all these people and groups are going about it in different ways, often working against each other. But it isn't organized on some grand level. You know, it's like a bunch of people, they got this big old building and they decide, okay, they're going to tear it down. So they all go at it, hammering and banging and trying to, and they drop walls on each other and, you know, just generally make a big mess of it with the theory they're going to build it back better, you know. But they aren't organized enough to do it in any constructive way. You know, it's just destructive. Everything is just being tore apart, with the theory that somehow they'll put this back together in such a lovely little bungalow, you know, but it isn't going to work that way. So they keep just chipping away, but it's not organized. It's just a random series of acts, you know, that nobody knows what the other one is going to do. You know, it's amazing, really, you know, and then they try to cover for themselves after they've wrecked all this, you know, and then you got the media covering for them. But there's a point in there where it just becomes obvious that it's just a random act of destruction, you know, and that basically is what they're doing. But it is funny that people think that this is some great organized scheme. You know, even the stealing the election was not a great organized scheme. It was just everybody on their own kind of was going to steal this election. So there's little groups pulling different shenanigans, you know, like with the fake ballots and, you know, all this stuff. But there was no one person that you can go back to and say, that's the one that was organizing this. I mean, the closest you can come to that is Soros, because Soros is willing to back anybody who is willing to destroy something. You know, but he is the closest that you could come to a leader in this thing. But it is funny, some of the theories people come up with. But it's just random destruction with some crazy dream that they will eventually accomplish something, but they're just making a mess. Oh well.